Hi, I'm Sam. I'm 27. I work in the music industry. I also run a small events and production company called Mucha Marcha, which is what I'm producing this video for. About 4 weeks ago, I found a lump on one of my nuts, and obviously freaked out a little bit in my head, and was pretty scared and worried about the situation. But as a guy, being probably a bit stupid and slow to follow up on such things, I probably left it about a week, hoping it would go away, hoping there wasn't really a problem there. Anyway, I was panicking sufficiently enough to pull myself together and book an appointment with a GP, which I did. GP suggested it could probably be a condition called epididymitis, which is an infection for which he prescribed me antibiotics and told me that probably within a week or two it would have gone down, and to come back then. I was actually a little bit too concerned by that point to leave it at that, and actually quite firmly insisted on being sent for a ultrasound to get a better look at what was going on. Within about a week of having that GP appointment, I was actually diagnosed with having a tumour on the offending testicle, and was actually having an operation to remove the testicle the following day, the following evening, so it moved pretty quickly. Obviously, when I received that diagnosis from the specialist, from the urologist, I was pretty freaked out and scared, and you know, sad and worried about what would happen to me, and about what my family and friends' reactions would be, that they would be worried. And in fact, I didn't actually tell anyone about it until quite close to the actual confirmed diagnosis, probably only a few days beforehand. I'm not sure why. I guess there was feelings of slightly embarrassed to talk about something like that, but also not wanting to put people through it, not wanting to tell people that I had cancer. It was a bit of a weird concept for me, you know. It took some days to get used to. But I think the more I read about it and the more I talked to people about it, the lighter the load became, and the less worried I think I was, and just determined to get it dealt with. Obviously, there was nothing I wanted less than to have one of my balls removed, but I think once I came to terms with the fact that that was what was going to cure me, I wanted to get rid of it as soon as I could. I'm now going for my CT scan. It's been about 2 weeks since my operation, and that's probably the taxi ringing me now, which is bloody annoying, because I'll probably have to re-record this. I'm going for my CT scan today, which will show up whether or not it's spread, whether or not there's any cancer cells left in my body, or if we got rid of it with the operation. If there is any evidence of it having spread, then I'll have to go through a round or two of chemotherapy, and I don't know much about that other than what I've read sort of on websites and stuff. From what it sounds like, it's not as bad as it seems, as you would first think, and I'll get through it if that's the case. But hopefully it's going to come up clear. I've got a small glimmer of hope, because they analyse what they remove from you, and I got the results, or I had a brief conversation with my doctor, who said that it had come up clear, as in it hadn't spread locally at all, which suggests to me, well, logically suggests to me that possibly I could be in luck and maybe it hasn't spread elsewhere. But obviously I'm no expert in these things, and to be honest, I'm prepared for hearing that it has spread, at least to some degree, and that I'll need some degree of chemotherapy. Hopefully not, but if I do, you know, I'll get through it. Wish me luck, and see you again.